Okay, now let's talk about the doc type. Doc type is the first declaration in your HTML document, and it should be before the HTML tag. Okay, let's see in this. See, this is our basic HTML structure. So the doc type, this should be in the first declaration, and then the after that the HTML tag should start. Okay, so let's write that as a first point. Okay, so the first point is it should be the first declaration. Okay, now let's go to the second one. The doc type is not an HTML tag, but it is an instruction to the web browser about what version of HTML the page is written in. Okay, not an HTML tag. Okay, and the third one is the HTML4 refers to the DTD because it is based on the HTML. Okay, so but when it comes to HTML5, it does not refers to DTD because it's not based on the HTML. Okay, refers to DTD. Okay, because it is based on HTML. Okay, but as it comes for HTML5, it does not refers to DTD because it's not based on HTML. And the in HTML4 the doc type declared is like this. I'll show you. Doc type and then HTML and then public, and then we'll start with an inverted commas, okay, an hyphen, and then double slash W3C, then again slash double slash, then DTD, then HTML, then the version 4.0.1, then double slash, then the language which you are going to use, and here the inverted commas gets closed, then again an inverted comma, and in that you write the link http://www.w3.org/tr/html4/strict.dtd. okay, this is the format of HTML4. okay, see here it's written doc type HTML, then public, then W3C, then it is even written the DTD because it refers to that, then the version of the HTML, then the language which you are going to use and all. But when it comes to HTML5, we just need two words. Okay, we have seen it here, right? So just first the word will be the doc type and the second word will be HTML. Just this is enough in HTML5. Okay, now let's talk about the character set. Character set is also known as character encoding. Okay, when it comes to character encoding, to display an HTML page properly in the web browser, the web browser should also know that what kind of character set are we using in an HTML document. So in that case, character encoding takes a big role. Okay, so the character encoding has 4 different types. Okay, first let's see what are they. The first one is the ASCII, the second one is the ISO 8859 and then 1, and then the third one is the ANSI, and the fourth one is UTF-8. okay, so I will tell you one after the other. Okay, first let's even have a more content about character encoding. Character encoding as a set of coding values or code values which range between which range from 0 to 255. okay, so it ranges from 0 to 255. Every character has a code in this. Okay, so with the help of that code we will design the character set. So let's talk about the first one, that is the ASCII. ASCII was the first character encoding standard. It defines 127 different alphanumeric characters that could be used on the element. Okay, so note the difference here. We have told that it's a range of 0 to 255, but here it's just using 127, but it makes use of different alphanumeric characters. Okay, this is an additional one. Then characters after this, that is after 127, that's one from 128 to 255, has no values. Okay, now let's go to the second one, that is the ISO. when it comes to ISO, was the default character set for HTML4. It also supported 256 different character code. 256, the range of 0 to 255 means there's 256 characters, right, between. So it has almost covered 256, every 256 different character code. And let's go to the third one, that's the ANSI. ANSI was the original Windows of 12.1252, okay, character set. It supported 256 different character codes. Okay, the only difference between them are that they the ANSI has 32 additional coding also, code also. Okay, so apart from the ISO, both are same, that they both use 256 characters, but ANSI also uses plus 32 characters later. So that's the difference between the ISO and the ANSI. Now let's go to the UTF. Okay, when it comes to UTF Unicode, also known as Unicode, covers almost all the characters and symbols in the world, like rupees, dollars, and everything. So that's the reason we actually use UTF-8 mostly in a HTML page. Even when I showed you an example, even I showed you of a character set as UTF-8 only. So to make use of these all things, we'll make use of one tag, that is the meta tag. So inside the meta tag, inside the name and inside the content, with the help of these all things, character set, attribute, with the help of these things, we'll even set this character encoding and let the browser know what type of character encoding is used in the HTML document. Now let's talk about language. To specify any language in your HTML document, we'll make use of the attribute lang. Okay, so in HTML5 we can make use of almost all the languages available. Okay, for example, English, Spanish, French, Hindi, Tamil, and etc. Okay, so we can even use each and every language. Almost we can cover all the languages with the help of the HTML5. So in this we will just make use of the lang attribute. Okay, and another thing which we need to make consider is that each and every language has a unique code. Okay, so for the example, for English it's like EN. Okay, for Spanish it's like SP, and for French it's like FR, and it's for Hindi like HI, and for Tamil TA. So with the help of this, we will tell the browser that the primary language is English or Spanish or French or Hindi or Tamil. So, and the second thing which we are supposed to keep in mind is to say that some of the other language is primary language. We are supposed to mention this lang attribute in the HTML tag itself. Okay, so I'll show you some examples. So okay, now let's take this basic structure. So I want to make English as the primary language. So now I will specify lang attribute in the HTML tag, and I'll say EN. Okay, EN is the code for the English language. So now the browser will come to know that the language English is the primary language for this HTML document. Okay, we are just informing the web browser that English is the primary language for our website or for the HTML document. We can even do this for specific paragraphs. We feel like only one or two paragraphs should have English, or one should have French, or one should have Spanish, like that something, right? So we can even specify for that. For that you will write it in that element itself. So I'm taking an P tag and I'll write this is English. Okay, so I want to give an English language to this paragraph. So I'll write like this. In this element, in the P tag, opening tag, I'll write lang is equals to EN. So if suppose I want to state something like French also, so let's take another P tag. Okay, and I'll say lang is equals to French, that is FR. So I'll write, I have an French code. I will even write that CECI ESTUN paragraphy. Okay, this is a French sentence. Okay, so when I run this, you will be able to see what is it all about. Okay, see, I got this is English and this is whatever it is in French. Okay, so what you may ask, what's the use of this lang, right? You would have observed in many places that the primary language will be in Hindi or something other language, and they ask for you would you like to translate this page? So you say yes and you select a language, something like that, right? So in such a place, this primary language will take up place. Okay, so when you click on yes, I allow or I agree, then the language will be turned or it will be translated to some other language as you preferred or you selected, right? So in that place, this lang attribute plays a big role. Okay, now let's know what is script and links. When we hear the word script actually means that giving an additional functionality to make our website more beautiful and to make it more dynamic. So for that we'll make use of the tag script. Okay. The script tag is used to define a client-side script JavaScript. The script element either contains script statement or it points to an external script file through the src attribute. It either contains statements inside the script tag itself. You would have seen an open and closing script tab, and inside that it will have some it contains script statements, or it will point towards the external script tag script file through the src attribute. Okay, with the help of the src attribute. Common uses of JavaScript, that is the common use of JavaScript is image manipulation. The second one is the form validation. The third one is the dynamic changes. Okay, so these are the main uses for that. So what is image manipulation? First we'll go for that. I will give an example and I will explain it to you also. So whenever you open a website, nowadays in many of them you would see a sidebar or like some bars which has images, and it just keeps on moving or rotating for each and every 3 seconds at the top. Okay, it will have an image like the name of the company or what is the actual domain of the company, something like that, right? So they will have that in a form of an we can even say it as a banner. So there will be 2 to 3 banners, and it will just keep on swiping itself, that by giving a time period, like it will the JavaScript will code it like that in each and every 3 seconds you should swap the image, right? So in that place image manipulation is used. It's okay, so I got it's manipulation. Okay, so I hope you got it. So we'll say it as slide bar. Okay, the topmost bar, you would have noticed it in many places. Okay, now let's see what are so these 3 are the main uses of the JavaScript or the script. Okay, so now let's see it one by one. First let's go for the image manipulation. What is an image manipulation? Let's take an example of a slide bar. Okay, slide bar, you would have often noticed in many of the websites nowadays. It's really very frequent in many of the websites. So when you open the website, you will be able to see some banners or in the form of an image, right? So when you see that banner in the topmost part of the website, it automatically gets on swiping for after 3 seconds or 1 minute. We don't know what's the time frequency, it depends on the code, but you would have noticed that it keeps on changing from few seconds or between few seconds. So if, for example, let's take it as a 3 second. Okay, so the first image, banner 1, is some image, and after 3 seconds it is coded in such a way that it should swap and this banner 2 should come in the place, right? So in such a places, that is the image manipulation, or also known as the sidebar functionality, that is slide bar. Okay, slide bar functionality, not sidebar, slide bar functionality. So in such places this image manipulation also comes in picture. So for that we'll make use of the script, so that we can give some time second or some coding like that to make it possible. Now the second one is the form validation. What is form validation? We all have come across this. So whenever you see a website, they would be like asking something like tell us about your name, tell us your age, your address, tell your feedback. Or if it's an e-commerce website, so if you buy or purchase something, then they will ask your full details, right? So in that there will be a form validation. Now what is this form validation? Form validation is exactly like I'll give you an example of an password field. Okay, so when they will tell you to set an password, and they will tell that the password should be of 6 to 8 characters with uppercase letter, lowercase letter, with one special character, one number, right? No, sorry, one number, right? So they are giving some constraints to you that the password should contain these all things. So if you're not doing following those constraints, and just for example, if the constraint is like you should have an uppercase, a lowercase, a number, and a special character. So there's 4 constraints, and the 5th constraint is the length should be of 6 characters or more. So when you are giving an password, you by chance you gave only 5 characters and you just clicked on enter or proceed something with the button which is there. So then you will get a pop-up or a alert or something like that saying that the password should be of 6 characters. So there the form validation plays a role, that it checks whether the input which we have given is as per the constraints or not. So that's the main place where the form validation takes place. So for that we can even take an example of contact form like that. Okay, there's more examples: login, contact form, sign up, each and everything has this form validation. Now let's see for dynamic changes. Dynamic changes, actually what does this means that we are some of the content in the website changes automatically. For example, you are signing up, and in the sign up page it's asking your first name, last name, your age, your mobile number, your address, your hobbies, your likes, dislikes, everything. Okay, and when you log in for the next time, it automatically shows hi and with your name. For example, take the name as Ram. Okay, so you give your name as Ram in the first field, and something else as age as 20, your hobbies as playing cricket and all. And when you click on sign up and all the process is done. Okay, so when you again go to that website or something like that, it will not start with again sign up, right? It will just show you the main page of the website. At that time, if you would have noticed in many websites, it is like, hi Ram, hi, is everything going right, Ram? Like that, some content will be there and it will be added dynamically. Before signing up, you would have visited the main page, that same page, but that content would have not been there because of some entering. You have entered some of the data. The content in the website changed automatically as per your data, right? So there plays the dynamic changes. Okay. Okay, so these are the 3 main parts of this. Now I will even see some example for the script tag so that we can understand it in more depth. Okay, so first I'll tell you, let's take an P tag. Okay, P, and I'll give an ID is equals to demo. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm giving this. Okay, wait. So in below this, I'm going to create a script, and the type is equals to text or JavaScript itself. Okay. Now I will create I will call a method over here, or I'll do a method document dot get element by ID. Before proceeding with this, I will even let you know what is the difference between a method as well as a function. Okay, so let's go back. Method and function. So what is basically a method? Now I just gave an example, document dot get element by ID. This is a method. So on a click of an event or something, or we are giving such a code that will perform some or the other event. Okay, so in that case, performing an event will be a method. So now what's a function? Function is a collection of methods. See, as I told you, on a click you call just a method, and for example, document dot get element. So what are you doing? You are calling in method and you are telling that you are supposed to fetch something with the help of with the help of the ID. So we gave the ID here as demo, right? So we are just telling fetch this P tag with the help of a demo. So some or the event or something is happening there, right? So this comes as a method. So when it's about a function, we are giving n number or many numbers of functions, and in one place or in one click we are calling all the methods at that time, and we are displaying or doing something, some event is known as a function. Okay, in the method only single method, and we are doing some small event, and that's all, right? And when it comes to function, there will be multiple methods and we will state it as a function. Okay, with a constant name function. Okay, so in that place, on a click of an event or on click event, something will happen and full methods will be called in just a click or in just small event. Okay, So that's the difference between the method and a function. Okay, now let's go here. By id I'll write demo and now dot inner HTML. Okay, now what's this inner HTML? Okay, I have in the previous videos I have taught you what is an element. Okay, what's an element? The one with an open tag and the close tag, as well as some of the other content in between them. So I'll write this is a paragraph. So now this is an element. This full complete is an element. So when you say demo.inner element, this is a paragraph. This content is the inner element for the p tag. Okay, I hope you got this. The content which is between the open and the close tag is the inner HTML of the p tag. So here, so we are first fetching the demo, right? So demo, in the sense we are fetching the p tag. So now what's the inner element? This is a paragraph. This is the inner element, right? So now we are going to do dynamic changes. So we'll keep this paragraph empty, and with the help of this method we will send some content inside this paragraph. So I have already fetched this and I am inside the p tag. So inner HTML is empty. So but by the logic I am inside the p tag. Yes. So is equals to, I will write this is a paragraph. Okay, now what you will see is in the output you will see a paragraph with this content. Okay, now let's run this. See, this is a paragraph. Okay, if I don't write this part, then you will get a blank output. Let's even check that. Okay, if it's like this, see, why so? Because the first thing which is there present is p tag, but there's no content present, so nothing is there to display. So with the help of the script I'm giving a dynamic change. Okay, so dynamic change in the p tag. I gave you an example of the name Ram, right? So now what is happening here? We'll take that example itself. So in the first page I'm giving my name is Ram, so that Ram will be fetched here. Okay, fetched in this format, will be fetched and it will be stored over here. See, in the place of this is a paragraph, your Ram name will be there. So what happened in this place, in the paragraph tag which is empty already, the name, that is the Ram, will get replaced over here. Okay, Ram will be fetched with some or the other method or function or something like that, right? That fetched content will be over here. So what happens? Automatically a dynamic change is performing because the p tag was already blank and it would be blank in the website also. But now because of the name has been inserted here, the next go or when you next log into it, the name will be in this p tag already present. So the dynamic change happens here. Okay, let's save this and see. So this is a paragraph. Let's change like this. This is a JavaScript. Okay. Okay, this is a dynamic change. Okay, I hope you got it. Okay, now let's see an example for the dynamic content. Even this is an example with the help of a script, right? So I am going to show you an on-click event from the start of this script. I think I have told it for 5 times, on click. So I would even like to show you an example on that. So we'll remove this script and I'll have a button. The paragraph tag will remain same like that because we are going to work on it only. So type is equals to button. Okay, and I'll write click me. Let's run this. See, I got it, right? So what is going to be here is on the click of the button I'm going to call a method and it will do some event and will display a dynamic content. Okay, on the click of the click me button I'm going to call a method, and in that method I'm going to display some content which is a dynamic content. Okay, let's see that. Okay, now I'll put an on click is equals to document dot get element by id, and in this id I will write the id of the demo paragraph, that is the demo dot inner HTML. Okay, why inner HTML? Because we are going to access the content in this p tag, okay, which is for now blank, but on the click the dynamic content will come in it. Okay, so what content is going to come? That is this. Okay, see. Okay, the date is the inbuilt function which is already present, so just the word date and a function is enough to call the date. So in this date, what will be displayed is the system date. See here, my system date is this, so this system date along with the time it will get displayed. Okay, let's see that. Let's run this. Okay, now on the click I will be able to see the system date. See, this is a Friday, October 4th, October 2019, and the time is 5:53 seconds, and this is GMT and Indian Standard Time. Okay, so on this click I got it. See, it again changed because the time got changed, right? So it's a dynamic. I'm not directly entering it in the paragraph tag, but with the help of the inner HTML and with the help of the get element ID function, I am making I'm just going inside the paragraph tag and inserting a dynamic content.